Alright, hello, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. Today we're going to be doing another How Tanky Can the Unit Get video. And of course, we are going to be doing Int Super Saiyan Namek Goku here. Now, he is yet to EZA yet, I guess is the way I'll phrase that. Uh, but, I mean, he's, like, all but confirmed to. Um, I mean, there are two Namek slots. I don't know what else they do. I mean, this feels like a very obvious placement here as well. I guess we could end up getting very shocked and they somehow don't do it. But I mean, we do know that those slots are like EZAs. But they're not super EZAs. They are EZAs. So I just there's no way it's not Namek Goku in full power Frieza. That being said, I do want to do another one of these sort of pre-EZA type of videos. That way we have something to compare to see just how good of an EZA he gets. Now, with full power Frieza, I did do a stacking attack video for him. I never did a sort of defense, and I think I'll keep it that way because he only stacks defense on this 18 key, and I think that's sort of what my thought process for Goku here is going to be. He only stacks on his 12 keys, so we'll do a defense stacking one for him. Well, he stacks on his 18 key, but it's one thing of 30% attack. Like, it's not similar to how, like, Frieza's defense stacking would not be a very interesting one. The attack stacking would not be a very interesting here. But these characters are certainly going to have a pretty huge glow up, I would have to imagine. I mean, we'll see, but this is just, really, really good stuff. Obviously, we do have the new leader skill that Namek Goku is on with Pure Saiyans and Earthbred Fighters, so he does get the full 440% here. So I figured this would be a good look. Now, I do also want to do the 7th anniversary sort of LRs. Well, LR, I guess. I've done attack videos for both of them. I did defense for the gods. I want to do defense for the Super Saiyan 4s. They should ease it in part 3. I'm going to try my best to get my own copy of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the new one, beforehand. That way I can really take advantage of, the really good leader skill and, fully buff them with the support and everything. So I feel like that should be really good. When I can do it, I just can't yet. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right in. Now, with Goku here, I mean, I do think, potentially could end up looking pretty good by the end here. I mean, we'll see, of course, but when we're stacking, for as much as we're going to be, I mean, it's kind of hard to look bad, right? I'm just not sure of how good he's going to get, I guess. That's the thing. I mean, certainly he's not going to be, on the level of, like, new Vegito or, like, Tech Gohan or something. Pre-EZA, but, do I think pre-EZA Namek Goku will be, like, Halen Khalifa, for example? Yes, yes, I do. So, I mean, that is the thing, it's just, he does have, I mean, and you look at his kit, like, it's pretty good set up. I mean, he's able to be run in slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. He does have the sort of, I mean, Frieza has it too. With the sort of enemy restriction we've been seeing, on all 4 of the Super EZAs that we have the details for. Gogeta and Janemba are not yet live at the time of recording this. And I do need to actually get around to recording like showcases for Buhan. But I have showcases for someone else coming soon, so that's why I haven't gotten around to it yet. Not to spoil that, those will start coming out tomorrow, I do believe. But, so what are we at? 253,000. Start a turn. Now, mind you, he only does get 5% defense from his links. Prepared for battle is all the defense he gets. Kind of unfortunate, but I mean, at the same time, when we have a scenario where both Gohan, the Cell Saga Gohan, this one right here, and Namek Goku are both good, I mean, they are sort of like 7 out of 7. So whenever, if that is a thing that happens again where they're both good, that could be a really good rotation. We'll see though. You know, what can we get here? So I mean, he's starting off at 7.92. Oh, that's right. Something to note about these characters. I think they've literally only done it with these characters. Well, like slight correction. LR AGL Majin Vegeta. He has the sort of Mega Colossal is on his 12 key, while Colossal is on his 18 key. So his are swapped. But with full power Frieza, and I can show this here in just a moment, and Namek Goku, they have Mega Colossal on both of their 18 and 12 key effects. So I mean that's why there's not going to be much sort of variation between the damage you've seen between the two. Let me show this real quick. So I do wonder, you know, Mega Colossal on both. I do wonder if we're gonna start seeing that some more. It's kind of crazy that that's the only time that we've ever gotten that, and those are 2021, you know, LRs. So I mean, it's pretty. I mean, to be fair though, it'd be kind of broken. Like honestly though, like imagine if the, I mean that could have been a really good way to like help the new Vegeta, right? Am I crazy? Why couldn't it? Like how much would that like be of a buff to him? You think? I mean, certainly he's not. He still wouldn't be like, oh my god, you know, crazy, you know. But I mean, I think I could bump him up a few places on people's like tier list, you know. If instead of dropping like a 30 mil into, you know, 220 mils, you know, you drop a 30 mil into 228 mils. I mean, just having like that extra, you know, bit of damage could make him really stand out from, because right now I mean he is just sort of like generic, you know, slot 2-3 damage dealer. If they just gave him like I don't know, I feel like that could have been a route to go. But that being said, you know, it is what it is. I am definitely still, you know, excited for the rest of the anniversary. He's not gonna, big Vegeta fan, but he's not gonna temper it down. Okay, so hold on.
This energy, could it be Vegeta? Yes, I knew it was you. Kakarot.
That has got to be my favorite animation in the game, I think. As crazy as it probably sounds, I think it is. So, I mean, we were at 250,000 last turn. We got, what, 2 supers? We're at 379. So, I mean, he's not, like, the god or anything, but, like, when he's in slot 1, I mean, he's guaranteed doing 2 supers, and I feel like I do have a pretty good build on him. I mean, it is definitely possible he gets some sort of special equips by the end of the anniversary. We'll see what happens. But right now, I think I have a pretty decent equip sort of selection here. So what am I gonna do here? I see. The thing is, later on, I think I will just perma run him in slot 1. But I do definitely need a couple of turns of stacking here at the very least. Because he's still in the range where he would die to just super, because he doesn't have any sort of defensive mechanics right now, like damage reduction, dodge, guard. So I mean, we'll see if they add that, but right now obviously he does not. So I guess what we'll do here is we'll play out the turn, see how many sort of stacks we can get in slot 2 here, and then I mean that'll be it for now. We'll cut away and we'll start, you know, getting around the stacking. Because I mean, there's not too much to show, other than like what his sort of start of turn defense is, the previous turn, you know, how much the stacks are worth, and you know, listen, there'd be no point in me sitting away. I mean, that's why I like to do sort of 2 turns, just to show what, I mean, to give an actual like really good idea of what we're actually, you know, starting out with, you know, playing around with for the majority of the, you know, video. But like, imagine instead of doing the EAC, 20, 30 minutes, however long they are on average. It's like, okay, I'm sitting here yapping about the character while they stack over 3 hours. Like, I mean, that's just throwing out a number. I mean, it definitely varies. But no, I mean, it just, show the first couple turns here, and then we cut away. So, oh, we're actually getting the 3 super turn. So, I mean, we've got to be at, what, like 500, 600,000-ish already? So, I mean, he's definitely going to be able to, stack up pretty good. Like I said, once again, certainly he's not going to be looking like, Tech Gohan levels or anything. Ow. But I do think by the end here, he could get pretty decently high. But we shall have to wait and see. But yeah, we're good to cut away here now. And we'll get the second. And we will see just how tanky, I guess, pre-EZA Int Namek Goku can get. Alright, so we are back here. Getting to this a little later than anticipated. My apologies. I did encounter some sort of technical difficulties, if you would. But here we are. So, Namek Goku here, in a Super Saiyan Namek Goku, we've stacked up to 9,070,084. Out of game, using our sort of calculation method here, we are at 9,070,143. So I mean, there's like a discrepancy of like 60 or so in the like. Obviously, the hundredth place is different, but hundreds, tens, ones, whatever. A very, very small discrepancy though. Once again, I do like to note this. I mean, the formula is correct here. I mean, to be fair, I did have to do a little bit of guesswork because I know I did get some 18 keys, and I wasn't sure how many, so I had to formulate that into the 12 keys in hand with so I got 107 total, but that doesn't distinguish which were 18 and 12. So I had to figure that out. But this is the sort of correct math, if you would. So this it's good. All that to be said, I mean, this is a pretty juiced up rotation, obviously, no doubt about it. We have 50% support from these guys, 58% support so far from Kid Gohan here, and we have his only defensive link is prepared for battle. Obviously, we have a 5% defense there, so he's pretty stacked up. Now we don't have any items or anything just yet. I didn't want to wait to use all those, but I mean, without further ado, we can just start off with Kid Gohan's active here.
Leave the rest to me. I went through Mr. Piccolo's training. You won't lose that easy.
Now his active really is just so insane for these. I mean, you take a look here, and obviously, I mean, we've jumped up to 10,884,089 just from adding the active. His active gives all allies 20% defense for 2 turns. So we go to the active skill phase here, 1.2, and 10,884,172. 10,884,089. So once again, small discrepancy, but the sort of math is correct. I don't know why it does it. It's some sort of like rounding error, or like there's actual like decimals that I'm not seeing because it's just rounding up or something. But I mean the math is correct. So from there, obviously, we got to use the monster carrot. Now I don't need to keep him in slot 2 here. Like, there's no reason to. He only has prepared for battle with these guys. He doesn't get anything defensive from being next to Gohan. So we grab these, and also in slot 1 here, he does have his sort of guaranteed super instead of the medium chance. So we do want to try and take advantage of that. So we grab these, 345% increase. We write that as 4.45 on here, because obviously the ones place, so 4.45, and we are at 48,434,224 on the sort of formula. 567 is what we're ending with. But we still aren't done. Obviously, we do have to pop the Android 8, which gives us another 50% defense in the item phase. So that is now 4.95. And we are at 53 mil, 876,654, 53 mil, 876,268. So I mean, already, I mean, I did guess that this would happen, but we are higher than Kale and Khalifa, which, I mean, not really shocked, but it is kind of, you know, unfortunate because they did EZA in 2023. To be fair, mine are, you know, only 69% while my Goku is Rainbow. But even then, I don't know if that, I don't know. I guess to be fair, we are on the sort of new leader skill here, right? But still, I mean, they already EZA. This guy came out like 2 years before their EZA. Nearly 2 years before they EZA'd. Because they EZA'd, what, like May 2023? So, I don't think we can give him credit there. But what we can do here now, I mean, we got all of our items and everything. There are no sort of Phase 2 buffs currently on this character. I would not be surprised at all to see them add them when he EZAs. When exactly that's going to be during this celebration, which, you know, we are 99.999% sure he is EZAing the celebration. Not sure, but I would probably expect like some sort of Phase 2 buffs or defensive mechanics or really, you know, a bunch of stuff like that. There's no big like way of telling what they're going to do here. All we can really tell is he's going to be really good against an extreme class enemy, and he's going to be very good in, you know, any slot you put him in, essentially. Or at least he looks like he could be. So he does have that going for him. Or at least if there are AoEs, especially, he'll be able to take advantage of this in conjunction with the second or third attack on a turn, which would obviously be pretty good. But all that being said, all that's left to do here is see how many supers our boy here is going to get. We are getting 0.3 sort of defense per super here. So we do have one guaranteed. We could potentially get a second through our hidden potential, but we shall see. Now this, I mean, the 18 key is obviously just a attack stack. These animations are still like some of my favorite in the game. So this goes up to 30.4. We're at 54 mil, 413,630. Ah, damn it. We got the additional, but it was just a normal. Still though, 54 mil, 413,630. I mean, that's not nothing, right? Right? I mean, this guy is yet to EZA. That's the thing. I mean, we take a look at, say, look at some of the other characters I've done here. Like, our first one we did was these sort of Boo Bros. I got them up to what, like 98 mil? I think I got Strength Vegito up to like 80 mil, somewhere in that range. 84 mil. I mean, these are characters that have already EZA'd, right? So I do think, I mean, that bodes pretty well for him. Oh, that's quite interesting. I only got the gods up to 36 mil. I mean, he is, you know, I do think he does have a pretty decent chance of being one of the better sort of defensive characters, at least defensive stacking characters in the game. Post EZA, which is definitely pretty fun. I mean, yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to see. Now, once again, I do want to get around. I still haven't done these Super Saiyan 4s. They're sort of, you know, pre-EZA. I do want to try my very best to get Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Before then, if I'm getting towards like the end of part 2 and I still, you know, don't have him though, I might just record it with, you know, the sort of, you know, like fair warning, like, hey, this isn't. I mean, I'll still have the friendly Goku, obviously, but you know, it's like, hey, this is like 420 instead of 440, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, that's I think it's EZA. Just seeing that, it's like that's so crazy to me. I like genuinely, because once again, I mean, we got the gods to, you know, 36 mil, getting him to 54 mil. That's I guess to be fair, you know, the thing that really helps him is his sort of super is just like guaranteed just for getting hit, right? With the gods, I mean, you do need to get key, and once you do run out of their sort of first 7-turn ability, where they're getting the extra key per uh, orb obtained, I mean, I did have some difficulties with that, even linked next to like the Super Saiyan Blues. So that was rather unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, we're gonna end things here. Goku does look like he is in line for a pretty damn good EZA. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.